back in order right here. The first order of business is the approval of minutes from the regular meeting of October 6, 2010.
So moved.
Seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next order of business is the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of October 20th, 2010.
So moved.
Seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next order of business is the public forum. If you hear your name, please come, state your name and address. Time is limited to 5 minutes. Mrs. Garmiento, please.
Thank you, sir. We have two speakers tonight. First speaker is Barbara Ann Kiefer.
Barbara Ann Kaffer. I live at 831 Concord Avenue. When is the budget going to be voted on?
Mrs. Keffer, would you please proceed with your comments?
It's a question. When is the budget going to be voted on?
I'd like you to proceed with your comments and then address your questions.
Are you kidding me? It's a simple question. When is it going to get voted on?
Please address the comments to the chair, and we'll address your comments as appropriate. Close your comment period.
Oh, wait. Okay. Here we go. Here's a comment. On March 17th, Council passed Resolution 1510, authorizing the basis of valuing the municipal employee pension plan in accordance with the options shown in Act 44. Act 44 of 2009 was signed into law by the governor on September 18th and makes numerous significant changes to the Municipal Pension Plan Funding Standard and Recovery Act. The Act also regulates the establishment and operation of deferred retirement option plans. So, is any township employee eligible to take a lump sum payment or participate in a drop program?
Please proceed with your comments.
I'm asking questions and
Yes, you are. Yes, you please proceed with your comments.
okay. All right, what is the purpose of this resolution? Has any program been established which allows future township retirees to take a lump sum payment or participate in a drop program? Do you agree that the adoption of Act 44 by Council allows for the adoption of a drop type program? I respectfully request Council to pass a resolution specifying what provisions of Act 44 it has adopted and explicitly stating that there will be no drop program for township employees. Last week I asked about the leaf waste collection, and it's Act 101 which mandates it for municipalities that have a population of 10,000 or more. And I just would like to ask council and township officials to give it back to us, because I thought it was a good program, and apparently it's mandated. And that's it for comments. Thank you for answering my questions, Mr. Carey.
Mr. Judge, is there anything you wish to address on this?
Mr. Carey, thank you. Yes, I will answer Act 44. Act 44 covers a variety of issues with municipal police and fire pension plans. So when you adopt what's going on in that program, you're adopting the program that has been approved by the state. There is not any, currently, there is no plan for any township pension plan to authorize a drop program. If any plan was to be pursued as a drop program, this council would have to approve it under another resolution. Because that's the bylaws for the three municipal pension plans that we have. They make recommendations and then they did it. And for the firefighter pension plan, they tried to receive a drop, and we were able to stop that in arbitration that they were not authorized for a drop program. So at this point, or in the future, as far as we can see, there's no plan for a drop. As for lump sum payments, that's a touchy question, because the plans themselves allow those who leave to take a lump sum payment of what they're entitled to under the rules and regulations of the municipal plan. But what I think you're asking me is there a lump sum payment in relationship to a drop program? That is absolutely not. But do those plans allow for an employee who retired to take a lump sum payment of what they're entitled to at that time based upon their actuary qualifications, yes, it does. It allows anyone to do that, and that's a deferred compensation plan. Act 101, my Director of Public Works tells us we're in compliance with that. We're still reviewing that to see if we are.
Are we gonna get a Christmas tree collection?
Yes, I believe it's on the schedule to have a Christmas tree collection.
Okay.
I believe that's still on the schedule, but my understanding is we will have that, yes.
Okay.
And I think they're the questions that you asked me about Act 44 and Act 101.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Our second speaker tonight is Maureen McMahon. Please come up and give your name and address.
Maureen McMahon, 518 Gainsborough Road, Drexel Hill. I wanted to know, when is this budget going to be passed?
Mr. McMahon, address your comments to the chairs and chair, and please proceed with your comments.
Pardon me?
I said if you would address your comments to the chair
When is the
and
budget going to be passed?
please proceed with your comments.
He's not going to answer you.
You're not answering questions tonight?
Yes, you would please proceed with your comments.
I had a question.
You did. Please proceed with any other comments.
You're not responding to the question?
I ask you to proceed with your comments, and we will address them as appropriately in your comments.
No comments to the question? Don't you think the citizens need to know when this budget is going to be passed?
I'm suggesting to you that your time is running, and that you need, if you have further comments to make your comments, and we will address them as appropriate at the end of your comment period.
So you don't think it's appropriate to give that information out to the citizens of Upper Darby Township? There's no response from the Township Council? Incredible.
Mr. Carey, I will answer the question on when the budget to be voted upon. The budget should be voted upon December 1st in accordance with the information that this council has made an announcement at several council meetings. And one thing I do want to bring back to the first speaker in the Act 44 and explain to them why this council passed Act 44 in the first place. Act 44 allows a smoothing of debt service in the pension plans, and it was passed for the investments over the past couple of years have not gone well for any pension plans, and had we had to meet the obligation of what it requires immediately this year, it would have been devastating to this budget. Act 44 allows that debt to be smoothed out over a period of years. And that's what, in this council, in passing Act 44, the intent was to allow the debt service of the municipal pension plan to be spread over the next 10 years, I think it is, rather than have to meet it at the immediate year that it goes in. And the logic behind that is it then also allows the investments to come back further up to where the obligation of the township is not as drastic because the investments have had a better process in the marketplace. And that's what the purpose of Act 44 being adopted by this council was to allow those three pension plans to do that smoothly.
Thank you.
And it is December 1st is when this council has a plan to vote on the budget that has been presented to them.
Mr. Judge, thank you very much.
Mr. Carey, as the chairman of the Committee on Finance and Appropriations, I would like to add that the entire budget process has been conducted in public, appropriately in accordance with our procedures and the law. We've had an address by the mayor on the budget. We have had 2 public hearings on the budget, and the entire process has been made publicly known.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Wagner, for your comments, and Mr. Judge. Ms. Dorian, that concludes our public forum.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
If I may,
Excuse me, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Very good. Thank you for this presentation. Mr. Rankin, could you please handle public safety committee this evening, please? We'll proceed with committee reports.
Okay, Mr. Wagner's coming in.
Mr. Wagner.
I thought you were slighting me.
I will open it. It's not the first time.
I'm handling the Committee on Public Safety, because the Chamber of Committee is otherwise preoccupied. Mr. Solicitor, could I ask you for a brief on Resolution 4610, please?
Thank you, Mr. Wagner. Resolution number 46-10, we remove the parking meter, we remove parking meter 1045 at 304 Vermont Road.
Thank you, Mr. President. I hereby move for the passage of Resolution 4610.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Mr. Solicitor, could you also give us a brief, please, on Resolution number 4710?
Thank you. Resolution 4710 would install a 15-minute load-unload zone in front of 304 Vermont Road.
Thank you, sir. And, Mr. President, I hereby move for the passage of Resolution 4710.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And third, I hereby move as well to authorize the administration to write to PennDOT to request that the speed be reduced from 35 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour on Township Line Road from Dermont Road to the Springfield Township Road. And I make that in the form of a motion, sir.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Finally, the only other item that I would report on with respect to public safety is that, as was well known, there was an issue that arose in the township over the last 10 days or so regarding a possible firearms business being conducted in a residence. That issue has now been resolved to my knowledge and to the satisfaction of the community, and that was accomplished by the efforts of a great many people, particularly including several members of this council. Mr. Monahan and Mrs. Caroli and myself spent a great deal of time in the district where this was occurring, and we learned from the community that they were very much opposed to it. Superintendent Chipwood then got involved in it as well, met with the individual involved, and after all that work by a lot of people, this gentleman withdrew his application, and we know that the community was very grateful for that. So I want to thank you, Superintendent Chipwood, and everyone who contributed to that,
Thank you, Mr. Wagner.
including the mayor, by the way, who was also very much involved in it.
Everyone's efforts are duly noted and appreciated. Mr. Solicitor? Thank you very much. Motion will be in order for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
I would just like to make a comment, that because of the circumstances this evening, could not get in here by 7:25. And if you were so rigid, that you will not allow a resident to come and make a comment? It's a disgrace.